ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa is in the Northwest today. It's part of the party's renewal program. He'll be engaging party structures and members in the province. President Ramaphosa is scheduled to arrive in Mahikeng at any moment now, and there to meet him will be eNCA reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones. He's joining me now to essentially just talk about what we can expect. Pule, good morning. The president is coming over there, of course, to, as I was saying in the intro, engage party members, engage the party structures. Are we at a point, I would imagine, where we're trying to strengthen, solidify, cement our powers as the ANC as we forge ahead to election season?
Yeah, definitely. The president will be making a visit here in the Northwest in Mabatu in Mahikeng. Of course, he's not alone. We've seen that some of the members of the National Working Committee of the organization, led by national official bearers of the movement, will be deployed across various areas in the Northwest. They will be accompanied by the regional executive committee members in those various regions, and of course the branch executive committee members, and of course members of the tripartite alliance. He will be coming here today, particularly focusing on various issues affecting the town of Mahikeng. Once a popular town known for its tourist attraction, has encountered many challenges as well, including those of service delivery, where residents have embarked on numerous processes to try and get answers as to when service delivery issues would be attended to in this particular area. But of course, his visit comes a day, William, just after the president had transferred those powers from the energy minister, Gwede Mantashe, to the minister of electricity, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, in which the proclamation says that it will provide the minister of electricity with powers necessary to direct the procurement of the new generation capacity and ensure security of supply. You'd remember, just there's been a lot of talk around when Mr. Ramaphosa would have that opportunity to act when having to take decisions, but he didn't necessarily have those kind of powers, and now it means that he will be steering the direction of his ministry in a different way in terms of making those decisions when it comes to procurement related to energy supply to try and resolve the energy crisis in the country.
Pule, do we know why specifically the Northwest? I mean, there are other bigger provinces that he probably would want to show up and show a little more face at. I speak of, for example, the KZN. But why specifically the Northwest is he doing this?
Well, in his State of the Nation address, the president has been quite clear about visiting municipalities that have been quite impacted for a very long time. The Northwest is a great constituency base for the ANC as well. But also, to elaborate more on that, I'm joined by the spokesperson, Tumelo, who I just saw right now, just coming in. I've been trying to call him just to speak to us this morning, just to get a sense of why the president is here. Thank you very much for chatting to us. I'm taking this opportunity, hijacking your time. Just explain to us why the president is here, most importantly, today.
Look, the president is here as part of the National Executive Committee program. The NWC have resolved that they are going to be visiting provinces to assess the state of branches of the ANC, the regions and the province. You'll recall that they have started in Limpopo, they went to KZN. They were supposed to be going to Gauteng this week, but they decided to come to the Northwest first and Gauteng next week. So this is just a process of the National Executive Committee to visit provinces since the election of this National Executive Committee in December last year. So you'll also remember that this is a second visit, by the way, of the province, of the NWC. So the president will be visiting Ngakamudiri Molema region. Other officials are in other regions. The Secretary General is in Bujanala. Comrade Nomvola is in Dr. Ruth Khomotsi Mompati. The National Chair, Comrade Gwede, is in Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, and the president is here together with the convener of deployees, Comrade Khanyani, including Comrade Ronald Namola. So that is the purpose of these visits.
Obviously, the chairperson was elected at the conference just recently. What improvements have been done in terms of, reinforcing the issues related to service delivery in the area, and of course, most importantly, prioritizing residents here in Mahikeng?
I think when the Provincial Executive Committee, when it resumed office, the first thing that they targeted was the resuscitation of local municipalities. This Provincial Executive Committee has visited a number of municipalities that were in the red in terms of the Auditor General's report of last year. We have intervened in Ditsobotla, if you recall. We have also intervened in Kagisan Molopo. We have intervened in Madibeng, Rustenburg, particularly focusing more on the municipalities that are water boards, because we have serious challenges of water infrastructure in the northwest. So we have started that. We have also visited the municipality of Matlosana as well, but we also had interaction with provincial EXCO. We have interacted with our caucus in the legislature to assess the functionality and the performance of our provincial department. So we have been on the ground since our election.
Obviously, I want to touch on the issue in relation to health as well in this the province. We've seen one picture making the rounds where babies are being put into boxes. I think it's in Rustenburg. I stand to be corrected. As the ANC, of course, in the province, are these some of the things you may be discussing to try and resolve in terms of, ensuring that there are private players who come on board to improve the health facilities in Mahikeng, in Rustenburg, and of course in other areas as well which are hard hit?
Well, that unfortunate incident happened in Mahikeng, in Bophelong Hospital, but the department has already issued a statement to that regard, and in their statement they have taken a decision to start the disciplinary processes against the officials who were in that ward at that time. I think it was on Saturday, but be as it may, we are still going to meet with the MEC, who is a deployee of the ANC, later today to get clarity on what exactly happened. But the department has already intervened, and will await that report from the MEC. And of course, if we need to take further actions, we will do so given the report.
Thank you very much. That's the spokesperson here in the province, of course, joining us from the ANC. Of course, I made a mistake there for clarity purposes. That incident, William, happened in Mahikeng in Bophelong Hospital, where surprisingly I was born. But we understand that there was pictures which were making the rounds on social media where babies were allegedly put in boxes, newborn babies put in boxes. And of course that speaks to the lack of resources as well at some of these health facilities here. And it seems as though the Department of Health in the province will be intervening in that matter as well. The ANC saying that they will be speaking to some of the deployees, of course, in the health sector, just to get clarity as to what would have happened there. But of course, the president coming here will reinforce a couple of things in terms of speaking to issues of service delivery, but also just a year before the national elections to try and reinforce those numbers as well, and strengthening their ANC constituencies and branches in this province, but particularly in the area of Mahikeng.